All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Welcome to Demo Day for the Vercel AI Accelerator. My name is Aasaan from Vercel, and I've had the pleasure of watching our very talented cohort of AI companies build over the last 6 weeks. So we announced this accelerator all the way back in June, got over 1,500 applications, and chose 2.5% of them, about 40 teams. These 40 teams have been going through our 6-week accelerator, building new products and features, attending events like our San Francisco kickoff, tuning into over 15 fireside chats with AI experts and VCs, and leaving weekly updates in our Discord. Some of these teams have added hundreds of thousands of users over the duration of the accelerator, while others built and launched an entire MVP in the matter of just a few weeks. So out of these 40 teams in our accelerator, we picked the top teams, and those are the ones here with us today to pitch their amazing AI startups. We're also joined today by several top investors, our amazing AI partners from the accelerator, and our 4 talented judges. Some of the Vercel engineering team is actually also here on the call, and they're very excited to see what you all have built. And without further ado, I'll hand it off to Vercel CEO Guillermo to say a few words before we get started.
Hey folks, super excited to see all the demos today. Thanks a lot for being here. I wanted to kind of give you a little story of when I first arrived in Silicon Valley. So I've been in the startup ecosystem for a long time. Coincidentally, yesterday, a relative of mine from Argentina stopped by my house and he was asking, like, how long have you been here in San Francisco? And I said, since 2008. And his response was, oh, you arrived during the Great Recession. Things must have been really hard. And it's funny because when I mentioned that year, a lot of folks have that reaction. But when I put myself in the shoes of young Guillermo back in the day, to me, it didn't feel like a recession at all because so many exciting things were happening with, at the time, mobile and cloud. So Silicon Valley was just vibing with the energy of these incredible technological innovations. So just to give you an example, the first co-working space where I basically spent all my days and nights when I first arrived in the city was this awesome co-working space in Pier 38 on the Embarcadero. And it hosted my startup, but basically like right next to me on the desk over, there were the folks that were starting Instagram and Etherpad, which then became Google Wave, which a lot of folks like myself still hold dear in our hearts. Twilio was a coworker there, Instagram, TaskRabbit. So not even kidding, if I had invested in the index fund of every company that was in that coworking space at the time, I would have done really, really well. So the next decade following 2008 really saw the rise of, I think what we can affectionately call today, software 1.0. It was an exciting time. All the mobile apps sort of hit the market, social media apps, a lot of the API first companies like Twilio, who was there, and Stripe. And the infrastructure that enabled that by and large was things like AWS, which was, the primary infrastructure provider of companies like Dropbox. So today we're seeing the rise of software 2.0, as Andrew Kirkpatrick likes to call it. And we're also, this software 2.0 movement and the rise of AI is also happening, I think, in the context of some economic uncertainty, which is an interesting coincidence. So I think at Vercel, we're really proud that we're becoming the infrastructure partner of a lot of the greatest AI innovations in the market today. A lot of great AI native companies like Scale AI, Runway, Harvey AI, and many of the ones that are being presented today, which are frankly super, super exciting. So we're really happy to be on this journey with you and having this opportunity to connect you with some of the best investors in the Valley and beyond. And I'm excited to see all the demos and provide some feedback. So let's get to it.
Thank you so much, G. Let's introduce the judges real quick. We have some incredibly talented judges here with us today. Of course, Guillermo, the CEO of Vercel, is a judge. And we also have Nat Friedman here as a judge, who's an AI investor and former CEO at GitHub. Do you want to introduce yourself real quick, Nat?
Sure. I mean, I think you kind of just did. First, really excited to be here. It's amazing watching what people are doing, the tinkering and creativity and productive uses people are making of these new AI models. So I'm excited for the demos. Yeah, I'm a long time angel investor. I was lucky enough to be an angel investor in Vercel, and so known Guillermo and the team for a while. It's been amazing to see Vercel grow into the big and broad platform it is today. I led GitHub as CEO for almost 4 years and had a main kind of leadership role in creating GitHub Copilot, which turned me on to this coming wave of new deep learning models and what they would enable. And since leaving GitHub about 1.5 years ago, I've done a lot of investing, and much of it's been in AI, I think because of the insights I got from building Copilot. So I've been pretty closely involved in this. And then more recently built a supercomputer, a large $100 million cluster for startups to use who may want access to lots of GPUs for training their own models. And so that's been another kind of area of involvement for me. So I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nat. Another judge that we have is Lynn, who used to lead the development of PyTorch and is now CEO at Fireworks AI. You want to also give us a quick intro, Lynn?
Hi, everyone. I'm Lynn. I have been at Meta for maybe 7-8 years. And most notably recently, I've been leading PyTorch team in the past 5 years, growing PyTorch from a researcher-oriented framework into full-blown production, supporting all Meta's production workload at huge amount of scale. By the time I left, it's driving 5 trillion inference per day across 50 data centers and 7 billion inference per day across billions of iOS and mobile and Android devices. And of course, PyTorch has built a vibrant community. It is the dominating programming front end for deep learning, especially in the Gen AI era. And most of the Gen AI models are written in PyTorch. So I started Fireworks.ai last October with a group of brilliant engineers. Many of them are veteran PyTorch engineers. We wrote PyTorch code. We have optimizing PyTorch runtime, as well as purpose-built services around PyTorch. And today there are many great open source Gen AI models, but people actually have last mile problem when they actually build a great product experience on a very expensive provider. And we are here to come in and to bring the best of breed PyTorch Gen AI model performance as well as cost to serve. So we just launched our developer-facing public API. You can access it freely from app.fireworks.ai. So looking forward to awesome demos of all these innovative product ideas. And please also try out our API. It's blazingly fast and it's free.
Great. Thank you so much, Lynn. And last but not least, our final judge is Shamal, who's defining AI infra over at OpenAI and who very kindly also ran an OpenAI office hours for our accelerator companies. You want to introduce yourself?
Thanks, Aasaan. Hi, guys. I'm Shamal, part of the go-to-market team here, but I lead startup initiatives. I've been mentoring a lot of startups over the past few months. I also work with some of our leading customers building on top of our platform. Huge proponent of tools and infra that helps making AI products and services more widely available. And I think Vercel's doing a great job at that. So happy to be a partner, happy to be here, and super excited to see everyone build great products and experiences.
Amazing. Thank you so much, judges. Well, yeah, without further ado, let's hop right into the demos. I think Ryan from Include Health is going to kick us off to start. And he's going to tell us about how to extend physical therapy to homes using AI. So please take it away, Ryan.
Awesome. Thank you. Hey, guys, I'm Ryan from Include Health. Really, we're here to digitize physical therapy via computer vision to make it more accessible and affordable. The facts are 1 in 2 adults have a musculoskeletal condition. So think of aches or pains in your muscles or bones. PT is one of the most effective treatments, yet statistically only a quarter of patients that are prescribed PT actually go and get it, primarily due to time, distance, and cost. So we're looking to change that through technology. To give you a feel for our platform, we leverage Next.js, we're powering Vercel. It's all web-based, HIPAA compliant, registered with the FDA. And essentially, PTs send digital plans to patients, and they perform them on their own devices.
Stand and face right.
And they're able to do this on their own time and just follow the instructions on the screen. And we're able to deliver personalized measured care anywhere, anytime.
Feet shoulder width apart.
So as I follow these instructions,
Slowly bend knees and return.
See a rep counter that counts my reps as I complete them. It logs my range of motion, even records the video, and all this gets sent to my PT so I could do this on my own time and in my own space. And to show you what that looks like on the clinician side, pull this over. This is a report that's generated that they get. So they get how many reps, the time, the range of motion, even the video that they can follow up with the patient. Now, that existed prior. What we're looking to do here is supercharge this through AI. So if you think of a PT creating a plan for a patient, usually it's dependent on their individualized education, experience, evaluation. We want to be able to build a model that makes it more comprehensive and personalized. So we trained a model based off of industry-wide clinical practice guidelines, normative data sets, cross-trained that with our library of 7,000 exercises, functional tests, and surveys. And so on the back end, it's what you see here. On the front end, it's much simpler. So I'm going to pull this up here to where they're managing John. And instead of creating a plan from scratch, they can do an AI-generated plan. It takes a second. It's going to pull up our plan builder, and then it's going to start running this model. So once it creates this, there we go. So now it's going to start generating this plan data to show you what's happening on the back end. This is on modal here. And so this is where it's listening for its logs and started creating this plan. Takes roughly 30 seconds for it to build. So I kind of preloaded it here. This is what you get. Plan is presented to that PT. That PT is still able to make all the adjustments accordingly to figure what's right for that patient. But just now they're kind of supercharged. What's nice about this is this whole model is an end-to-end closed loop. So that model gets sent back to that patient. They complete those reps, and that data comes back to the model to make it smarter after every exercise. Right now, we just did it off of the clinical practice guidelines and normative data sets, but we want to train it. Next steps would be on individual adherence and outcomes data, so we can really get prescriptive and personalized with this, all in the name of just lowering the barriers of accessing care, both logistically and financially. So with that, appreciate your time and thank you for the opportunity.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ryan. That was great. Next up, we have David from Jenni.ai to talk to us about writing research papers faster.
All right. My name is David. I'm here to tell you about Jenni, and I could supercharge your next research paper. This is Aaron. Aaron's a PhD graduate student, and he wants to publish high-quality research papers to academic journals, but it takes days to review the literature, write, and edit. That's why we made Jenni. Jenni's an AI assistant that helps with research, writing, and everything in between. Here's how it works. Jenni helps you with assisted writing and citations, giving you AI suggestions so you never have writer's block, and also citations so that you can verify the text and not worry if this is some hallucinated text. We also allow you to organize and chat with your sources. You could upload a PDF, chat with it, and actually use those sources to give you higher quality and tailored generations so that you can get the best quality from Jenni versus anywhere else. Our recent progress is we recently launched our library feature with collections, which allows researchers to organize their papers, and you could cite directly from your library. We have 9,168 active subscribers. Here's some of the feedback that we've gotten. Jaw dropped through the ceiling, just generally positive stuff. And it's all on a simple subscription model of $20 a month. That comes with everything from unlimited AI words, citations, and AI editing commands. Our traction is currently 136,000 MRR. In total, we have 1.6 million users. We have 20% month-over-month growth, and we've been profitable 7 of the last 8 months. Well, we're profitable overall, and we're default to live. This is obviously a huge market opportunity. There's 246 million undergrad and grad students globally. With our current conversion rate of 2%, with just 2%, that's 1.18 billion ARR. And even if we only capture the grad market, that's 11 million grad students. And with our 8% conversion rate of masters and PhDs, that's 107 million ARR. So here's our roadmap. We're currently raising $3 million. We have 1.1 million committed, and we're basically just looking for a lead. By the end of next year, we're hoping to hit 500K MRR and secure a position as the go-to academic tool for research labs. This is the team. I ran a content marketing agency before Jenni. My co-founder has published 7 AI research publications. He's ex-Amazon Research. This is our team. We actually just met for the first time last week. We did a team building event in Kuala Lumpur. This is after a bowling session. And most importantly, here's our tech stack. Obviously, a lot of names you recognize, but special shout out to Vercel and the Vercel Accelerator. So thank you.
Thank you, David. Gotta love those team offsites. Next up, we have Arab from Musicfy, who's going to talk to us about creating music tracks using AI for both artists and songwriters.
Awesome. So I'm building Musicfy, a platform to generate AI music. So if you guys have seen any of the AI Kanye or any AI Drake stuff on the internet. That's pretty much what we do. We built the tool for people to upload their vocals and convert their voice into any voice they want. So a little bit about why we built this. There's a bunch of problems in the actual creation of music where a singer or a songwriter will write a song, make a song, and then they'll be performing for like 2 or 3 months on tour. And during that time, they're not able to create music consistently because they don't have enough time to go to the studio, or they don't have enough time to write lyrics or whatever that is. So we wanted to create a place where people could write lyrics, people could generate vocals, people could generate text to music as well. So we built like an all-in-one AI music tool. So a little bit about what Musicfy does is you can upload any vocals. Let's say I upload myself singing. I could convert it into Drake's voice or any voice like that. We partner with a bunch of big artists. So for example, one of our customers is Post Malone. The way he uses it is that he's always on tour. And when he can't sing a new song, he'll have his producer make a couple of demos in his own voice and then convert it into Post Malone's voice so that when Post Malone's done with his tour, he'll come back and he'll have like 2 or 3 songs that are kind of ready to kind of release already. And he'll just spin them up and then launch them. So that's a cool way that our product has been used. We have now, like in terms of traction, 1.2 million users and like 72K MRR, fully bootstrapped. And we're running fully on Modal, which is pretty awesome. Modal is great. We have like every day we have like about 200 to 100 A10s running and then 30 A100s. And then we always deploy on Vercel, which is great. Like we probably deploy every single day. So shout out to Vercel. Deployed 7 minutes ago on staging. So we're always shipping. But yeah, that's basically Musicfy. We build tools for musicians and artists.
Yeah, a little deploy flex in there. Awesome. Thanks so much, man. Next up, we have Alex from Intuita, who's going to talk to us about his startup Intuita, which is the platform for code automation at scale.
Generative AI is drastically boosting code creation, and soon thousands of companies' code base is going to turn into a massive one. To unlock AI full potential, we must tackle the challenges of software evolution at scale. Companies like Meta, who've had the luxury of hiring top programming language experts, have long automated vast amount of coding by building these code automation bots called code mods. Over the past few weeks, we built ModGPT to help all engineers rapidly build code mods to automate the crucial yet tedious workload for themselves, their colleagues, and the community. We used Vercel's AI Kit in Infra, Chroma, and different LLM providers in Chatzy and for the UI. In my live demo today, I'm going to put myself in the shoes of Sean, engineer at Cal.com, one of our 4 design partners. Here, I change a function into an arrow function, and I need to make this change hundreds of places, and it could easily take a full day. Instead of doing this manually, I run one command, Intuita learn. ModGPT is automatically triggered to build an explainable and debuggable code mod. It works with different LLM providers, and it comes with features like integrated test system and a diff view, expert curated, and context-aware prompts, AST viewer for advanced users, and a live code mod runner. Here, the code mod is ready, and we have built a live debugger that not only users, but also our AI engine can understand and iteratively improve this auto-generated code mod. And fun fact here, under the hood, we're running some code mods on top of this code mod to detect the effect and side effects of each statement to build a highlighter. Finally, we operationalized ModGPT, we operationalized Chroma thanks to this AI program. So we can leverage the embedding of all high-quality code mods in our platform to build better and more advanced code transformations without any dependence on the LLM provider. All right, the code mod is here. Everything is green. With one click, I bring the code mod into the IDE. I run the code mod. Hundreds of places changed, and I saved myself one full day and much brain power. Cal.com is one step closer to connecting 1 billion people through scheduling, and that's what moves us at Intuita. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Alex. That was fantastic. Next up, we have Dr. Cohen from Memorang, who's going to talk to us about building AI-powered courses and study apps for any subject.
Hi, I'm Dr. Cohen, founder and CEO of Memorang. We're an edtech platform to build AI-powered courses and study apps for any subject. We work with organizations of all sizes, from startups to multinational publishers. Several of each are our design partners in our private beta, who are building learning experiences ranging from neurosurgery to language learning. Previously, after earning my degrees in engineering and medicine, I founded a B2C test prep company. That's where I learned that most education companies have data tech and scale horizontally through content, but every student type has a niche product market fit, making a one-size-fits-all approach to software unviable. That's why we built Memorang as the world's first vertically integrated AI platform for edtech, allowing organizations with limited resources to be uber competitive in the fast-changing AI landscape. We're built on the modern and evolving AI stack, including Vercel, much of which didn't exist months ago. With this tech, our AI workflows are able to accelerate the go-to-market for launching new courses and apps 50x faster. The first part is EdWrite, our AI-powered headless CMS, which is able to build complex fact-check content at scale. At a high level, the goal with EdWrite is to build custom AI workflows aligned to your trusted source material, pedagogical guidelines, learning objectives, and designated content types. Your custom workflows are effectively a content cannon that you can aim and fire to build thousands of assessments. EdWrite is a game changer, reducing projects from years to days. Once you've built your content with EdWrite, Memorang provides you with AI-powered web and mobile study apps that are composable and white-labeled. Let's dig into some cool features. When a user completes a study session, they get a personalized AI analysis of their performance, behavior, and tips to improve. Then, when reviewing their answers, our AI learning assistant helps them learn more and dig deeper into each practice question. In the last 6 weeks, we've deployed several AI features and workflows, built and monetized 14 new products, and added 7 figures to our already profitable ARR despite only being in private beta. Our next steps are to launch out of private beta, staff up our team, and help our partners execute on the hundreds of products in our pipeline. We appreciate you having us. If you'd like to learn more about Memorang, visit our website or send us an email. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cohen. 1 million in ARR in the last 6 weeks is no joke. So that's great. Next up, we have Jim from 365, who's going to talk to us about automatically logging meals with AI.
Hi, I'm Jim. Hi, I'm Jim from 365, the app to log meals with your phone camera. I previously counted millions of calories in my past when I was losing 125 pounds. And if you've tried to count calories before, you'll know that it takes a lot of time out of your day. You have to find and log each ingredient into every meal, which can take hours every single month. And despite this, your calories can still be inaccurate. And if you aren't weighing and adding every ingredient, even your 0-calorie cooking oil, could still be pretty inaccurate. So we built AI to help you log meals instantly. Take a picture of your food, and our AI will identify it and provide an instant estimate, meaning customers get feedback faster than ever without lifting a finger, and our nutrition professionals get more time to review each meal instead of the 15-minute SLA that we previously had to enforce. And when we compared our AI to our nutrition professionals' results, our AI, which logs meals from text descriptions, was 70 to 80% accurate. And while our newest Photo to Macro AI is untested at scale, we're seeing similar results almost instantly. take a look at some of our latest AI instant estimations. I even used our AI on my latest trip to India, and you may be surprised to know how well it handles international foods. No matter the food or the place, our AI is able to provide an estimate within a reasonable accuracy. And with our AI, we've already helped count over 125,000 calories, which has helped our clients lose over 30 pounds. We proudly use Vercel to power our website and serverless functions, and we have since day one. We're 365, the app to log meals with your phone camera. Thanks so much for your time.
Amazing. Thank you, Jim. Next up, we have David from Endorsed, who's going to talk to us about screening job applications faster and smarter with AI. I know we have a ton of hiring managers on this call alone, so I'm excited to see this. Go ahead, David.
Hi, everyone. My name is David, and I'm from Endorsed. We're helping people review job applications faster and more intelligently with AI by creating AI-generated summaries of each application so you can read summaries instead of resumes. So 6 weeks ago at the start of the accelerator, we discovered that companies were being overwhelmed by job applications this year. So we got on calls with about 36 of them and discovered that while recruiters have always spent hours per week reviewing resumes, now they're underwater in this job market, getting 10 times the volume. And top applicants are getting lost because they don't have tools that they trust that are also powerful enough to solve it. So we got a group of prepaid users and then iterated on the designs with them in Figma and then built a V1 over the last 3 weeks. Here's Endorsed. So Endorsed sits on top of your existing applicant tracking system. So say we're using Greenhouse here, and this is where all your job applications get fed into. We have a bidirectional sync so that you can set up your stages, and then any decisions that get made in Endorsed get fed back into Greenhouse. So let's screen for our founding engineer role here. Firstly, the AI's read every job application and the job description and created custom summaries. And we've done this through a fine-tuned Llama 2 model, in addition to vectorizing everything using OpenAI's ADA model to be able to rank and order a best fit. This is built to handle thousands of job applications per job. And to zoom in here on what's going on, you have the education of the person, recent job, a relevant project that's been done to the work that you need done, in addition to years of experience, both overall and with each of the skills that are important to you summarized here, and mismatches are highlighted in red. This is a key differentiator with Showspace because now recruiters can skim these instead of having to review the whole job application themselves. So let's go into this next section here. Let's say you have thousands of job applications and you need to sort through them to get to the best ones. You can use natural language search to say things like worked at a high-scale consumer startup and built apps that have millions of users. Click this button, and then the cards get re-ranked here with the ideal traits highlighted in green. Great. So now let's screen the applications and actually make decisions. So you can make decisions by clicking the reject, hold, or accept buttons here. You also have hotkeys on the keyboard. If you need to see the whole resume, that's always here for you. And then we have some cool features like ranking, like clone an employee, where you can upload a proven performer within your company's resume, and then it'll order the applicants in order best fit to them. You also have bias removal here, variety of traditional features, and dark mode. So what's the stack? We are, of course, using Vercel. We were able to build this again in 2 weeks or 3 weeks just by using the chat starter app. Then we have Supabase on the back end. So you can sign up in Endorsed.ai. We're releasing in 2 weeks, and we have a closed beta deal with 75% off. It ends on Friday. Thanks.
Thank you so much, David. 3 weeks. That's awesome. Next up, we have Ben from Monterey AI, who's going to talk to us about turning customer voices into product insights with AI. Take it away, Ben.
I'm Ben Kramer, co-founder and CTO at Monterey AI. Monterey AI is your Copilot for product insights. We make it incredibly easy for product and customer service teams to aggregate, triage, analyze all of your qualitative data coming from sources like social media mentions, community discussions, support tickets, all the way to sales transcripts. This gives teams relevant, up-to-date information at their fingertips so they can make the best product decisions. Once data is connected, Monterey serves as a hub for users to manage and extract insights from their data, giving them the ability to search and manage that data over many dimensions, and use natural language chat tool to explore hypotheses, build product strategy, and identify pressing issues. Then Monterey produces reports on a regular basis to help users identify trends, discover blind spots, and see the most requested features. The data is conveniently delivered to their email inbox or Slack channel weekly. During the Vercel Accelerator, we set out to solve another problem faced by our customers, routing all of this feedback to the right teams. They currently wait weeks or months for data to be manually aggregated, reviewed, and reported on, and they desperately want this data fast so that they can make the best decisions right now. Manual triage, traditional classification, even prompting the largest language models have all fallen short. They're slow, expensive, and require significant effort to maintain accuracy as their products change and their organizations grow. So to solve this problem, we have shipped a generalizable human-in-the-loop feedback classification engine. A user just provides a name and description of each of their projects or teams, and then the system is already ready to triage their feedback. When creating these labels, the system surfaces immediately candidate examples for them to confirm to help ensure the system has a good understanding. Likewise, any interactions in the app, such as applying or removing these labels, again surfaces these examples for the user to validate. And each one of these user actions is instantly taken into account by the model to improve its accuracy going forward. This means that evolving products, changes in projects and teams will all be easily handled while only taking seconds of the user's time. We utilize so much amazing technology to make this happen. Our application is powered by Vercel's Next.js, taking advantage of tools like gRPC, Milvus, and more. On the AI side, we have a collection of both in-house as well as open source language models tuned for specific tasks, all the way to the largest models from third parties. This ensures that each operation we do is performed accurately and cost effectively. Since getting started last fall, we have grown to serve companies from seed stage all the way to late stage or public ones, including Figma and Comcast. And we would love to hear about your challenges with customer voice and work together to see how Monterey AI can help you build better products faster. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ben. Awesome. Next up, we have Swix from Smol.ai, an AI chat browser and agent. Take it away, Sean.
Hi. So I have 2 demos today, which is kind of a weird thing to do, and I promise it makes sense. So our basic thesis at Smol.ai company is that the AI engineer will use AI tools to build AI apps. We want to enable the best daily use tooling, meaning not once every 20 days, but 20 times a day. And we also want to go from front to back. So instead of building infra first and then looking for users, we want to get users first and work our way backwards towards infra. Otherwise, we end up with 50 different agent eval companies and nobody building enough agents. And then final minor opinion is that apps are better than APIs to work with because most large model labs are incentivized to ship their state-of-the-art only in apps and not APIs. If you take a look at the landscape of developer chatbots, you mostly have DocQA, which was kind of the first wave. Second wave, maybe VS Code extensions and a whole bunch of them fighting for real estate in your sidebar. And then lastly, Cursor has been recently blowing up with their own IDE. And then more generally, in the landscape of web chatbots, we've been kind of surveying a bunch of them. And basically my conclusion is that I use this a lot. I use these chatbots a lot for my coding abilities, but there's no clear winner for a lot of them. And really, the only way to make sense is basically just to make your own browser that always is up. So I can pull this up anytime I want. This is God Mode that we recently launched, and you can sort of type in any query, and the basic functionality is that it is synced across multiple chats. And that's pretty useful, I think, but it gets more and more useful the more experts you have together. So I've been cheekily calling this the mixture of experts. Maybe I'll just set this to reset to default and pull up all the others. And you can sort of sync, you can imagine if my browser doesn't die, that all of them will load up. It's loading up is expensive, but actually running them all side by side is okay. And one thing I really like about this is that obviously the screen real estate is very small unless you have an ultra wide, although there's a very nice excuse to buy an ultra wide. But really, you want to actually zoom in onto an individual chat and actually have them running. So what I think about this is as a secondary browser while I continue working on my other stuff. So that's kind of pretty interesting. And so we basically worked our way towards hosting the full web app, because then that supports things like file upload, that supports multimodal functionality, all of which is just not really in any sort of availability in API. And we just launched this on Saturday. I would say it's a decently successful launch for a weekend. 250,000 people have viewed our video so far, and we've been on GitHub trending all day today. Future directions, model voting, obviously, so that you can figure out which of the state-of-the-art models you like using and what everyone else likes using. And this is different from LLM or Chat Arena because they only evaluate APIs. I'm pretty proud of the prompt critic because now we have we figured out how to have access to any particular prompts and to run it in the background. And so basically here I am running prompts and like looking for suggestions through Perplexity, which has no API. And I never once entered in an API key and I don't need to. So basically the question is, what do you do in an AI native browser when you have free calls? You don't have to download the LLM. You don't have to pay per API call. You can just use it as though you use the web app. So one obvious thing that we want to do next is all of a sudden we have every page. And finally, that's working our way towards studying every single chat app so that we can work towards having our own chat app ourselves. And basically, I feel like I'm running out of time, but the general direction is study everything and build the best for the AI engineer audience. And finally, just to build the infrastructure that supports that, because everything else is open source. Cheers.
Great. Thank you so much, Sean. I love the weekend launch gamble. That's great. It seems like it worked out. All right, next up we have Chris from VideoTap, who's going to talk to us about automating the video to content workflow using AI. Take it away, Chris.
Hey, everybody. Chris here with the VideoTap team, along with Otto and Samuel. What we do is we basically take your videos that you've already painstakingly made and turn them into a bunch of marketing content. Our backgrounds are DevRel marketing, so we do this a lot on the daily. So we thought, you know what, let's have AI help us out. So we can take your video, turn it into blog posts, short clips. One of the things that we've recently done, we worked with PlanetScale to take their 64 video course and turn it into a written course. And everything you see here on the side was generated by VideoTap. It got code blocks, all the SQL inserts and everything. So that was a lot of fun. And jumping into our dashboard, I've gone ahead and added some of the Vercel videos here, and I just want to walk through a little bit about what we do. So I'll go into one of Lee's. I feel like I have to say Lee Rob, but I've gone into one of these videos. We do summary, all that good stuff, YouTube information as far as description, tags, chapters. All of that's generated out of the box. We got into blog posts. So we take your video, turn it into an SEO-friendly blog post, and try to get all the code blocks right, try to insert screenshots where we think they're necessary. Next up, we are working on clips, which is something that we recently launched with the accelerator. So we're able to transcribe the video, get the timestamp for every single word, which is how we can start doing really fun things like highlighting specific words when we talk. And then everything here is built in React using Remotion. We can render this through Vercel, which kicks off to a AWS Lambda, which does a video render, which was a lot of fun to build. Fun meaning terribly hard. But so the next thing that we want to do is we want to take the videos, maybe see if we can get a little bit more interactive with them. So we're working on building out these AI chatbots. So this is really great if you have a course, a YouTube channel. You can click, add a bunch of videos to your new chatbot and say something like, what has Vercel launched? And then it'll say, oh, you know what, like based on the previous videos, app router is out, all that good stuff. And we want to take this a little bit further and go further into like the course space. And we're working with a pretty big public company to see if we can get their 200,000 students to have like an AI tutor. So just there's a lot of information in these videos. We'd love to try to use them. So thanks for watching. VideoTap.com.
Love it. Thank you, Chris. That was great. Next up, we have Nagesh from Quest.ai, who's going to talk to us about generating React and Next.js apps from scratch, just starting with design prompts.
Hey, thank you, Hassan. This is Nagesh Prabhati, along with Andrew Jasper from Quest.ai. Quest is a code generation tool that generates React.js, Next.js apps directly from design prompts. You can bring in your full-fledged Figma design and create a full-fledged app, or there's something that we just launched recently. You can bring in just a hand-drawn sketch, something like this. So you simply import that image into Quest, and just to make sure that's the image, and our models go to work on it. In just a few seconds, you get this module. So this is actual React code running on the browser. Three things happen here. One is our models figured out what these things were in the context of UI and laid them out. And this is a fully responsive experience. And there's some typo that it's an easy fix. So this is a fully responsive experience. And now if you take a look at the code, this is the code that was generated. So in this case, this whole app is generated for you. So this is the code that's generated for you. The main thing about the code that's generated is it's clean code, just like human developers would write. But the elements in this component are from your design systems, from your component libraries. So this is how you would build your apps every day. And the code is generated according to your team's coding standards. So if you're using styled components versus CSS classes or JavaScript versus TypeScript, the way you lay out your files and folders, these are all generated automatically based on our understanding of your code base. So the advantage of building something like this is you can just simply persist to your GitHub and you can deploy it and launch it on Vercel, or you can continue to extend it. Since January of this year, we've signed up over 10,000 developers, growing at 30% month over month. People have built over 250,000 projects on this, and we're doing about 70K ARR. We have customers using from across the different spans of verticals, as well as companies big and small, like SoftBank using this, as well as a lot of startups. We believe majority of the code will be generated automatically in the future. For this to happen, code cannot be just suggestions, but it has to be shippable code. That means it has to be context aware, it's extendable, as well as it easily plays with existing code base. That's what Quest does. It's a context aware code generation tool that generates shippable code. Thank you. If you have any questions, please contact me at nagesh@quest.ai.
Thank you so much, Nagesh. That was great. Next up, we have Brian from Dili, who's going to talk to us about due diligence on companies using AI. Take it away, Brian.
Hey guys, I'm Brian. Today I'm going to walk you through the Dili platform. So Dili is a platform for investors to help streamline their due diligence process and analyze and evaluate potential investment opportunities more easily using several AI-enabled workflows. So the way that it works is, as an investor, you would receive some from company materials, typically a pitch deck or maybe a data room. You could import it into Dili via Dropbox link or just by dragging and dropping. And then Dili is going to take that pitch deck and extract all of the important fields from that pitch deck into a custom structured database for your firm that is basically going to serve as a system of record for any company or opportunity that you've looked at in the past. And this is fully customizable. You can search through it. If we click into one of these companies, we have a summary page of the company going over all of the attributes that were parsed from company materials, some red flags, key metrics, and also comparable companies also in your database. The thing I want to point out is these attributes are customizable. You can actually configure the way that the Dili platform works by going into preferences. You can choose what kind of documents you expect to receive, the kind of attributes you'd like to pull from them. And you can also sort of like encode your flags here using those fields that are parsed from the documents. So this kind of becomes like the brain of your firm and how you evaluate companies. We have this data room feature that allows you to click through all of the company materials if you want to inspect them manually. And then if you're moving into confirmatory due diligence with a company, instead of sending an email or a giant Excel sheet back and forth with the founders, you can just create a request in this request list. Both you and the founder will have access to it, and it will serve as the source of truth for the due diligence requests. The founder can go through each request, upload any necessary documents. You can keep track of notes and any correspondence with the founder. We offer a chat with your docs feature that leverages retrieval augmented generation to answer any questions you have from company materials. And finally, we also allow you to generate things like investment memos or summarize conversations using a template that you can upload or an example of one that exists. And Dili will actually create that report from the template using the from company materials. And everything just becomes part of that corpus for that deal so that you can continue to like ask questions about it, search over it. And yeah, that's Dili in a nutshell. Dili was founded by 3 ex-Coinbase, ex-LinkedIn, ex-Apple employees with corp dev and ML engineering experience. And we're currently launched with 6 pilot customers, representing about 50 billion AUM across PE and growth, and an average contract value of $46K a year. Thanks.
Thank you, Brian and team. Great. Next up, we have Robin and Joe from Wonders AI, who are going to talk to us about AI scientific research.
Hello. Hey, so I'm Robin from Wonders, and this is Joe. Hi. And so in the past 6 weeks, we built the world's first self-creating encyclopedia. So think Wikipedia, but for any topic or question with evidence-based answers and research papers you can quickly learn from. So earlier today, I was wondering about what are some engineering applications using fractals. And so we searched 270 million research papers to find what's most relevant, rank them by the quality of science, and simplify it all into beautifully illustrated, understandable magazine just for you. So we've got learning tools, including a tutoring highlighter, a topic deep dive in simple language, dynamic Q&A, and chat. And so our stack is Vercel for serverless functions and SEO. We currently have like 20,000 articles generated. We use Supabase, Cohere to re-rank, Anthropic and OpenAI, and Replicate for image generation. And we process over 20K academic indices and journals.
Right. So we built Wonders during the AI Accelerator, moving basically from a toy with mock data to the world's first self-creating publication in just 6 weeks. Since we soft launched last week, we went from 0 to 750 followers, with Grimes being one of them, and 400 users who searched over 1,000 times. Wonders is useful for 3 groups: learners anywhere, like Wikipedia's 45 million users, or the 200 university students worldwide, and of course professionals in knowledge-heavy jobs who make for a compelling 120 million plus ARR market. So whatever you guys are curious about, come explore it at readwonders.com and reach out to us on Twitter at readwonders.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. What Christian said in the chat, Grimes counts as like 1,000 users. So y'all are at like 1,750 right now. Thank you guys for presenting. That was great. Next up, we have Hirday from Sphere, who are going to talk to us about immersive tours of homes captured with AI.
Hey, folks. My name is Hirday. I'm one of the co-founders of Sphere, and we're helping real estate users build immersive 3D tours using just their phone with little help from AI. Let's dive into some demos, starting with our iOS app. So after logging in, users can see a list of their scans and generate shareable links for them. Whenever they're ready, they can press the plus button to create a new capture. Our goal was to make the capture experience an order of magnitude cheaper and easier. Prior to starting, we asked users to plan out their capture, picking 2 or 3 points per room. And we ask users to maintain line of sight across rooms and between points. We have some additional guidelines highlighted in the link at the bottom. At each of these points, we ask users to move their phones up and down in a W motion while turning around in a full circle, taking about 60 seconds per circle. At the end, we ask users to walk to the next point and repeat. This maximizes the coverage of our space. Using this simple capture, we then, once a user is done, we upload this capture to our GPU service for processing. We use this video data along with depth data to fit a nerf, which we then use to extract a high fidelity geometry for the scene. We use all of this information to fine-tune a generative model that we previously trained on lots of different scans. We've developed our own model that can take into account camera position and output views. It's highly controllable and, crucially, outputs consistent views of the scene from any viewing angle. Here are some photorealistic views that have been synthesized by our model, given novel viewing angles as input. To build a real-time, 3D viewer demo. Let's switch over to our 3D viewer, where you can see one of the scenes that we've captured. To build a real-time viewing experience, we've identified a few key points in the scene. We then evaluate our model at these points to obtain spherical panoramas. Users can click around to move through the scene and get a sense of the space. This entire web-based experience is built with Next.js and powered by Vercel. Shout out to Vercel's image CDN and server-side rendering that allows us to load up these scans lightning fast. In the short term, we plan to improve our reconstruction quality and add features such as measurements and dimensionally accurate floor plans to this viewer. Longer term, we want to build a much more free-moving experience through the scene. Your presentation. We're also exploring use cases in other verticals such as interior design and manufacturing by exposing 3D scene details using our Scene Understanding API for details such as rooms, planes, and objects via API. While our product isn't live quite yet, we've engaged in a meaningful amount of customer research. We've done 80 conversations with folks in and around real estate, and we've learned that everyone is aligned on the positive value prop of virtual tours. For agents that do use existing solutions, they're concerned about the cost and they're concerned about the inconvenience. Cameras are expensive and they can really eat into an agent's commission for rentals and homes under $500,000 especially. Our tech solves both of these, and we saw over 90% of the agents were interested in demos and next steps. We've kicked off a handful of pilots with some of these, and as we improve the quality and reliability of our reconstruction, we'll be setting up more soon. Thank you. That's our founding team.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It looks like you have some customers in the chat, so that's great. Next up, we have Will from Canvas, who's going to talk to us about how to explore data without code using AI. Take it away, Will.
Thanks, Aasaan. Hey, everybody. I'm Will. I'm a co-founder at Canvas. We work with startups to take their data stack from 0 to 1 without hiring. And we do this by giving them a data team in a box that lets them combine data from their database and their apps like Stripe and HubSpot and Segment, and then build dashboards all without using SQL. A natural language interface for a data tool like ours has kind of long been the holy grail. And we think that with GPT-4, this is finally possible. So today I'm going to show you how a business user would use our Copilot to find their most at-risk customers. And this is going to be a live demo, so wish me luck. So to start, I'll ask to add the product activity table. Our Copilot is going to figure out that even though we don't have a table called product activity, we use Segment to track our product events, so it's going to add that correctly. Next, we're going to ask to aggregate this so that we can see the latest event for each customer's domain. This is actually going to use one of Canvas's internal SQL generation tools instead of having the GPT write the query itself. This is a bit faster and more reliable, but we can open up this and see the SQL that was generated. Next, we need to figure out the customers. So I'll ask to show the customers with subscriptions expiring this month. This is pretty fast because it hit our semantic cache. But you can see that the SQL here was written and it looks correct. This is nice snowflake syntax. Well done. Cool. So the next step is going to be to join these two together so that we can get it all in one big table. We'll ask Copilot to perform the join for us. And again, we're going to use Canvas's SQL generation tools to figure out how to join this. So GPT is just picking out what columns, what tables to use, and then using Canvas to generate the SQL. And we can see that this looks pretty good. Cool. And we'll leave the SQL editor open for this next part. Now we need a metric that will show the risk score for each customer. So we're going to ask GPT to add this risk score column that's going to calculate the days that have elapsed since the last activity over the days until the contract renewal. So we can kind of use this as a rough proxy for how at risk this customer is. So it's going to add this column. We use this little Excel-like syntax to be more pleasant for our users. But on the back end, that still compiles to SQL. With that done, now we'll just ask to add, not that one, we'll ask to add a chart for this so that we can visualize it. So again, it's going to call one of Canvas's APIs to figure out, after it figures out how to configure this chart, to add this chart here. So we can see that like Bing and Intel are most at-risk customers. And then another really cool thing that's happening on the back end is that Copilot will actually introspect on what it's doing here and then figure out what interesting models it could remember. So if someone comes in over here and asks, show me all the customers from California, Copilot's going to remember that and like write the query on top of that that shows me the customers I'm interested in. So we're an existing company, but we wrote all of this Copilot code in the 6-week accelerator program. We're using Vercel for the front end and Express for the back end with GPT-4 and PG Vector. So thanks a lot. Appreciate your time, and I will cede my time.
Thank you, Will. That was great. Next up, we have Deep and Steve from Storybird, who are going to talk to us about creating personalized stories using AI.
Hello, everyone. This is Deep, the head of engineering at Storybird, here with Steve. And we are building a platform for an ultimate story generation experience. Users could go ahead on our platform, begin the story, and give us a story prompt. And once they click submit, they get redirected to a page where they have their whole story. Here we have an example of a story of a young girl who is passionate about painting. One thing that we do brag about is consistent characters. With this image generation models, the major problem is that you cannot have similar characters across all the images. And here at the Accelerator, throughout the 6 weeks, we were working on this, and we are proud to announce that we have it at a pretty good level. And if I can scroll through some of the pictures, you can see that we have Lily, and Lily is pretty fairly consistent throughout the story. It's not only the faces, but over here you can see a great example where on the context we have a vibrant sunset over a serene lake, and that's exactly what we have on our image. Apart from that, we have a publish to Amazon feature where we are targeting a market for AI generated stories with a human touch to it. Once the user has enough edits to that book, this is like an anti-spam policy, and they can go ahead and publish it directly to Amazon. Here is an example of a book that is already edited, and we fill out all the forms for the user so they don't have to worry about it. And we also preload all the categories and the suggested SEO for their better sales. What we plan to have with this business model is all these books are priced at $15, and Amazon gets $10 for each of the sale. The user gets 3.5, and we take a $1.5 share in it. Another quick feature that we are currently working on, and this is like a very high level demo for it, is allowing users to have control over their images as well. So here you can see, like, once you draw a tree, you have a tree in the image. You draw a boat, you have a boat. And if you draw like a small boat, you have a small boat. This is still on a development phase, but we plan to have this out pretty soon. And I will hand it over to Steve for going over some of the metrics.
Thanks, Deep. So I'm Steve, the CEO of Storybird.ai, and Deep just showed you a couple things in the demo. The first thing was consistent images. I think we're the only platform today where you could get consistent characters between images. And so we're really proud of that. The second thing Deep showed you was our publish to Amazon feature. We've had over 9,000 publish to Amazon requests. And the one point I want to make is that we're a complete platform. We also have voice cloning and a bunch of other features that we're glossing over for the purpose of this presentation. I just want to end with a few key metrics. So first, we're currently doing about 8,000 stories a day. We've done 200,000 stories total. This is all since the beginning of June. Our platform is extremely sticky. People don't just create stories, they also edit them. And our retention is extremely high, at double digits for the whole first month. Our top users have created hundreds and even thousands of stories. Well, I could end there, but thank you so much for your time. And again, we're Storybird.ai. We are raising money now, and if you're interested, please reach out to Aasaan and he'll put you in touch with us.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Next up, we have Gary from Copilot Travel, who's going to talk to us about connecting travel merchants, suppliers, and consumers through travel infrastructure.
Awesome. Thanks, Aasaan. My name is Gary Summerholder, and I'm the founder and CEO of Copilot Travel. As a serial entrepreneur and investor, I absolutely love where AI is taking us. We're so excited to be able to participate within the Vercel AI Accelerator. So what do? We connect travel merchants, suppliers, and consumers globally through modern integrated travel infrastructure. Today, most of the online travel industry problems stem from aging and disconnected digital infrastructure. Travel companies desperately need help meeting the industry's ever-evolving requirements, and most importantly, they need a Copilot. Let's all take a step back in my virtual time machine. We're going to go back to 1999, and we're going to be looking at Netscape Navigator. One of our early stage investors and advisors is Terry Jones, who founded Travelocity and then was the founding chairman at Kayak. This is a screenshot provided by him to us. Then we're going to jump back in our time machine and go to 2023. This is Travelocity right here, right now. What you're going to see is that the industry, the technology, the services really haven't changed. It's time for new technology, an evolution, not a revolution. We're excited to not only be working with companies like Vercel, but to also be working with companies like Amadeus. Within our platform, we have over 550 airlines globally available and millions of flights. But what can you do with AI? AI is just the tip of the iceberg. It's all about generative AI search experiences. Let's look at how travel can actually finally be impacted. Let's jump into a live experience. I'm going to turn on AI search. I'm going to type in a query. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, BNA to MIA, August 24th, first class, 2 passengers. Let's fly. Live data, live information. I'm taking a natural language query. I'm translating it into a GraphQL call back to our backend system. We're making a connection point back to Amadeus across the global distribution system. And now we're pulling forward flights, prices, and so much more. Now in front of my screen, in a matter of seconds, I have all the information that I need to be able to fly, book, and manage my entire trip. We're doing this across flights, hotels, cars, and so much more. It doesn't just stop there. It's also about the developer experience. For example, as I'm building with these state-of-the-art APIs and SDKs over GraphQL, what if I have questions about how these APIs work? Using the accelerator projects from Vercel, we're building Pinecone-enabled AI solutions on top of OpenAI and Azure OpenAI. We're excited about where the industry is going. We're excited about the partnerships we're building. We've been able to garner an incredible group of investors. We have clients using the platform. We're growing quickly. We're backed by incredible advisors and investors. We're raising money. Let's fly.
Love the tagline. Thank you, Gary. Next up, we have Megan from Daios, which is an LLM ethics engine.
Hi, so I'm Megan. We are Daios. We are helping developers build ethical values in AI based off of user feedback. So AI ethics is actually about control. Who is it that should decide how AI should behave? Is it the government? Is it some startup in San Francisco? So we actually believe that the people who are actually using the tech should decide for themselves. And this is the way that we can fight the growing mistrust in AI. So let me show you. So imagine that I go to ChatGPT and I want to write a message to my boss. I disagreed with the way that he chastised a coworker this morning. Okay. I wanted to share my perspective on the situation with a coworker earlier. I feel that the feedback they received was a bit harsh and may not have been entirely warranted. Just wanted to put that out there. Let's discuss it further if you're open to it. Thanks for understanding. Okay, it seems all right. Now let's compare it to Daios. Our model has been fine-tuned with the ethical value of courage, which we created during the accelerator. Same prompt as before. Where did it go? Uh-oh. Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry, but my demo broke suddenly. But basically, the idea is that the response is much more courageous, but with the same prompt. And basically, you might say, okay, you can do this with prompt engineering, but it's not very reliable and it's extremely easy to jailbreak. It's actually impossible to jailbreak fine-tuning. So Daios is an ethics engine that creates value-laden data sets for fine-tuning any foundation model. And our backend is a combination of the manual data labeling and QLoRa for fine-tuning. Next steps will be to add customizability for end users. So they know like what values are built in and also the ability to turn different values off and on. And with this, we can reliably control AI behavior while building trust. Okay, so, but will people pay? So 20% of companies in North America already use an AI ethics framework, which is a lot considering we don't actually know that they work. And Meta recently spent 11 million on data annotation for RLHF to make Llama 2 ethical, which was half of the total cost of training the model. We use Vercel for the production version of the demo, and we previously received a grant from Notre Dame to write a white paper on our solution titled Beyond Bias and Compliance Towards Individual Agency and Plurality of Ethics in AI. If you want to check it out, just go to our website and click here. You can download it. And yeah, I really love this topic, so feel free to reach out to me if you want to chat.
Awesome.
Sorry, it was
Thank you,
broken.
Megan. No, you're good. We did a rehearsal call before this, and it was working fine then, so I can vouch for it working.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, that's how it goes. Cool. Thanks, Megan. Next up, we have Raju from Aasaan, which is a no-code headless e-commerce store builder.
Hello, everyone. This is Raju, co-founder of Aasaan. In today's lightning-fast e-commerce, a microsecond can cost you a sale. Every click, every user interaction that you make on your storefront can make or break the online sale. And to be top on Google ranking, one needs speed. But commerce sites are pretty complex because of the overwhelming requests, the asset heaviness, and the personalization that's required on the homepage. This is fundamentally the biggest challenge for most of the independent businesses, startups, and SMEs, as building headless storefront for speed and performance requires coding expertise and money. Our tagline says it all, dynamic storefronts for commerce without coding using AI. With Aasaan's powerful drag and drop builder, businesses can build stunning storefront experiences like a top consumer brand. But here is the most important thing. Aasaan is all about speed. Leveraging Next.js, Vercel, and our custom caching and image optimization solutions, Aasaan is able to provide fast and globally distributed storefronts from a single multi-tenant code base with 0 servers at an affordable cost. And the results has been blazing fast and satisfied customers. Our journey during the Vercel AI program was pretty much focused on enhancing our homepage using AI. Let's deep dive into it. One of the fundamental challenges our customer face is writing a product description that's pretty detailed for conversions. Let's try out adding a bonsai tree, premium microfill age 20 years old. It adds a specific request and see how effortlessly it crafts a description that is not only detailed, but is pretty optimized for conversion. Here you go. That sounds good. So let's move on to images. Images can make or break your online storefront experience. Most of our customers upload images with unwanted background from their mobile apps. Let's try to use some of the LLM models that we use. We not only remove the background, but we'll also enhance based on the user intent, what would be the right background they can have for it. One of the coolest features that really worked during the Vercel AI program was AI Assistant. Based on the user intent, it programmatically talks to your APIs and updates the website in real time. Let's try. I need to add all my categories in my website. And if you see in real time, it's able to understand into it. Let's try one more. I need to add all my widgets to my website with a white background. Watch our AI assistant seamlessly understand the user intents and deep dives and makes actions in real time. So whatever you witness here, every changes, whether it's AI enhancement or whatever it is, everything is real time, no deployments. It is dynamic, yet it operates like a static speed. Let's talk about the customers. Superorders.com. One of the customers in the restaurant tech industry pretty much leverages our APIs and programmatically spins up restaurants in real time. And this is based on using our APIs as well as AI features. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Raju. All right, we're down to our final 9 teams. Next up, we have Caitlin and Chris from Input, a collaborative front-end development platform.
Hi, this is Input, and we're on a mission to help teams build front ends faster. Software development can be a lengthy, repetitive, and inefficient process that oftentimes leaves progress bottlenecked by developers. It starts with the designer, lawyer, marketer, or really any non-technical team member asking for a simple change. And before you know it, you're 5 people deep, screenshots are exchanged, and meetings have been set. And now the rest of your coding tasks are piling up. We thought to ourselves, there has to be a better way. We're living in a world of software where everyone has a contribution to make, but they lack the skills to make a direct impact. With input, now anyone can build. We take the simplicity of no-code tooling and combine it with the power of dev tooling to allow non-technical team members to make that impact on any custom code base. Collaboration has never been easier.
Yeah. So here's how it works. We connect to your existing Next.js GitHub repo. Input spins up a real-time multiplayer sandbox so you can collaborate alongside your team and AI. So you just tell AI what you want, and you'll see the AI making code changes in real time as the Next.js dev server hot reloads. Behind the scenes, input indexes your code base so that the AI can quickly look up and change your code. The more that you use input, the more it learns how to do your specific tasks. And lastly, input plugs into your existing workflows, so you can create a pull request to ship your changes to production, and you can allow your team to be notified in Slack and Linear along the way as you're building. And of course, we're built with Vercel because we want to scale to infinity. So we're built with Vercel and a lot of the ecosystem of Vercel services. We've done this before. Caitlin and I have both been front-end engineers for large companies, and we also founded our own startup previously. So we're building for a problem that we have personally.
And we are pre-revenue. We just started building during this accelerator. So we're fundraising, and for all inquiries, you guys can contact us at useinput.com/contact, and make sure to ask us about our go-to-market strategy. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Caitlin and Chris. All right, next up, we have Arjun from Tabs, who's going to talk to us about automating financial workflows using AI.
So, hey all, I'm Deepak, the CTO here at Tabs.
And I'm Arjun, head of product.
So Tabs is a venture-backed company based out of New York City that automates commercial operations for B2B businesses with complex contracts. We're here today as well with our founding engineer, Luke Shields, who has been an avid Vercel user since it was called Zeit.
So merchants can upload any contract to Tabs through the UI, or they can email it to us. And all of this is deployed using Vercel. Tabs uses LLMs, including GPT-4, to extract the customers, the dates, the activations, any of the other policies, any information related to the B2B relationship between the seller and the customer. It also extracts lists of items and specific triggers, like activation dates, in order to compute the total contract value in a relationship. Contracts can be grouped or annotated to explain relationships like amendments or renewals.
So our first product automates order to cash for a customer by converting contracts into bills, following up with the customer and capturing payment. So this includes event-based bills, which require separate data streams from IoT and events platforms to compute a bill. B2B billing is often, as we all know, quite complex, and Tabs supports tiered billing, minimums, ramp schedules, et cetera.
Building a great AI product also requires exceptional operational software to help the merchant steer the machine toward its goals. To that end, Tabs integrates with QuickBooks, Stripe, and Avalara to fit with the merchant's existing workflows. This approach has helped Tabs sign 20 customers in the past 6 weeks, ranging from $1 to $100 million in revenue. We've received substantial interest from IoT and robotics manufacturers, but also from SaaS companies who have really complex billing.
So our initial product saves AR teams hours of time by automating the extraction of information from the contracts, promoting faster collections, and enabling business model flexibility. We run on Vercel, and the technology to process the contracts is a mix of OCR, computer vision, and GPT-4.
In the coming weeks, we're launching an LLM-generated summary of both an individual contract and a customer's relationship with the merchant in order to drive time-relevant follow-up and to service better insights. Our long-term vision is to provide a cockpit from which a commercial operations team can autopilot any number of complex customer relationships. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. That was great. Next up, we have Dillian and Hasib from LLM Report, which is an open source logging and analytics platform for LLMs.
Thanks, Aasaan. You may have noticed that almost 90% of the amazing startups in today's batch are using large language models of some sort. A problem that all of them face is that they lack the tools to make data-driven decisions for their models. Hi, my name is Dilian.
And my name is Haseeb.
And we're the co-founders of LLM Report. LLM Report is an open source logging and analytics platform for LLMs built using Vercel's Next.js 13. We offer three main solutions. The first is the OpenAI API Analytics Dashboard. A second is a logging feature. And the third is a user analytics feature. Let's go into a live demo. So if you head on over to llm.report and click Get Started, I'm just going to log in over here. And you enter in your OpenAI API key over here. You get access to a beautiful dashboard, which gives you a detailed breakdown of your costs and your usage. So I can see like which models I'm using, and also break down the cost by minute as well to get fine-grained analysis of my API usage. This is very valuable because this information is currently not easily accessible using the OpenAI platform. The second solution that we provide is the logs feature. So let me show you a sample app which uses LLM Report under the hood. So let me ask this app, where are you currently posted? So this app does a simple LLM call and then responds with the completion. As you can see, it's hosted on Vercel. But if you head on over to LLM Report and refresh our page, we can see this exact prompt and completion that was sent and received from the LLM. This sort of information is normally very, very opaque and difficult to access easily. But we also augment this data along with like cost, prompt tokens, and more information to help you make better decisions to improve your prompts. Lastly, one of our features is the users feature. So a lot of AI apps right now have difficulty pricing their software. So what we do is we provide insights about your cost per user for your AI app. So some of our users over here, for example, are using a lot more LLM API requests than the other ones. So what I can do is use this information to price my product differently for these users. So I can put these into like a pro plan and these into like a more, I guess, an average plan. And I could even go dig deeper into these requests as well to see like what the requests are and their cost and token usage per day. So far for our progress, we launched around 2 months ago. And over the past few months, we've went over to about 2,800 users so far. Last week, we open sourced the project, and we've just crossed over 200 stars on the GitHub repo. And yeah, if you have any questions, reach out to us at llm.report, and be sure to star our repository on GitHub as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Dilian and Haseeb. Congrats on open sourcing very recently. Great. Next up, we have Darlin from Atticus AI, who's going to talk to us about bringing clarity to legal contracts.
Hey, everyone. As Hassan said, I'm Darlin. I'm excited to talk about Atticus. We bring clarity to legal contracts. So to level set, contracts suck. I don't know anyone who likes them. And most people have experienced the dread that comes with reviewing a long, dense contract. If you're lucky, you can pay a lawyer hundreds of dollars per hour to help you. However, not everyone can hire a lawyer, and contracts are unavoidable. Tons of prosumers like content creators and other SMBs deal with contracts all the time. They're often powerless to negotiate or get screwed over. Legal services are inaccessible, and because of the dominant business model, the legal industry is not incentivized to solve this problem. Enter Atticus. So I'm going to demo a photo and video release that a content creator or an actor may sign. So users can simply drag and drop a file, and Atticus points out the top level details, key terms, including dates, jurisdiction, and consideration. In order to get tailored advice, we ask users to select who they represent in the contract so that Atticus can tailor its overall advice. Then, based on the type of agreement, Atticus actually dynamically determines what terms are most important and with the reasoning. And crucially, surfaces important terms that may be red flags and require further review with an attorney or some other legal professional. So in this case, scope of release is very wide ranging, and we also cite sources so that anyone looking through it could figure out what's going on. Because we want to enable people to close the loop on legal problems, we actually also allow sharing. So you could send this to a legal professional or paralegal, whoever you trust. And we actually allow you to talk with the lawyer. Finally, if you want to chat with Atticus himself, you can ask a few questions and get more tailored advice. Switch back. So as you saw, that was the analyze workflow. This is what we launched and built during the Vercel Accelerator. So raises red flags, suggests removing irrelevant terms, and refirm terms in a way that's more advantageous to you. We want to empower folks to close the loop on legal work. So in the future, we're going to be adding e-sign, redlining with semantic diffs. And over time, we hope that Atticus becomes a legal knowledge base, allowing things like notifications for time-sensitive terms. So as an example, a content creator may have a sponsorship deal that expires in 6 months, and they may want to know about that. We also want to realize that not everything can be solved by AI, so we're going to connect users with legal professionals and other professional services where AI is not sufficient, including tax professionals and financial advisors. So check us out at AskAtticus.ai. And thank you so much to Vercel for running this program. We were able to build and launch during the program. And special thanks to Aasaan for organizing everything. Thanks.
Thank you, Darlin. All right, folks, we're down to our final 5 teams. Next up, we have Eric from Scrivener, who's going to talk to us about Scrivener, a creator platform for conversational bots.
Most media exists to solve a bottleneck problem. It would be great to study modern politics one-on-one with Preet Bharara or to learn about health from Peter Attia. But as every creator and every consultant knows, people just don't scale very well. And while we can do our best, the cycle of creating and consuming static content can feel unfulfilling and sometimes Sisyphean. I can try searching for Bharara's content on AI, or I can listen to his podcast at 2x. But given the choice, I'd rather just talk with him and ask him my question. And this is broadly true, by the way. We don't want to read the manual. We want to tap our coworkers on the shoulder. With advancements in AI, though, things are different now. Maybe we can scale people. Scrivener is a new kind of platform where drilling in means opening a dialogue with your community of experts. Sorry, we've got an autoplay video. At its core, Scrivener is a collection of AI documentarians. Like a human documentarian, it studies the life and work of an individual and can often speak to that person's perspective. I can ask about Preet's opinion on New York's congestion bill, and the answer will be current, grounded in Preet's actual statements, and most importantly, it will tell me exactly what I am interested in. Scrivener scales people, not content distribution, because talking to someone you trust is the human way to engage. The market has clearly demonstrated an appetite for open-ended engagement. ChatGPT was the fastest growing product in history, and Character.ai raised nearly $200 million with eye-watering engagement numbers. But Scrivener is different from them. Where others are working to align a single model with clever one-shot prompts, hoping that people won't venture outside their training cutoff by focusing on fictional personas, Scrivener creates an ensemble with continuously updated data and state-of-the-art retrieval. Ben Thompson described the power of aggregators for static content. The opportunity for Scrivener is to be an aggregator for AI content. It can give everybody the ability to engage with, not just consume from, the personalities they love and trust. And it can give creators the ability to scale themselves, not just amplify their content. During my time in this accelerator, I built the technology around ingest, retrieval, and answer quality. For the initial data set, I processed thousands of hours of podcast data, a rich body of personal statements and insights on current events and culture, but shared by expert individuals. Audio is run through an ML pipeline to generate diarized transcripts, and the data is added to an AI-first search application built around the latest retrieval augmented generation and IR research. As I shift focus to the product side, I will, as always, be leaning on Vercel and Next to build a fast, rich, engaging experience. The market has proved the desire. The work I've done proved the viability. If you'd like to learn some more or take part in bringing this to the next level, sign up for the beta or send me an email or DM. And by the way, thanks Vercel and thanks Aasaan for putting this all on.
Thanks, Eric. Great presentation. All right, next up we have Dakota and Evan from Koi, which is a trend-aware marketing content generation platform.
Hey, I'm Dakota, co-founder of Koi.
Hi, I'm Evan, the other co-founder of Koi.
I applied for this accelerator as an individual with just an idea. Evan joined the team a few days later, and we built the entirety of this application in the past 5 weeks. So let's look at the demo. So we have Koi here, which is a web app that lets brands generate on-brand marketing content powered to be high-performing. So we landed on this Pinterest-style feed after talking to marketing professionals and discovering that they wanted to see lots of post ideas with visuals all in one place. And the philosophy here is to take high-performing content and to take the creative power of LLMs and the rigor of existing trend analysis software and wrap it all together into a beautiful UI that's easily navigable and lets brands shorten that content creation cycle and save time and money generating content. Another highly requested feature was the ability to see strategies that lead posts in their space to perform well and to learn more about a strategy, and also will create sample posts or post ideas that apply this strategy to your brand's content. So these posts are likely to perform well.
So along with these strategies, we understand that marketers can't be spending all their time scouring the internet for trends and content. And so utilizing embeddings and clustering techniques, we've aggregated common themes that occur throughout your space. And so both of these features culminate together in our inspiration page, in which we show these posts that we generate along with potential business ideas, which can take your brand to the next level. Our final thing on this page is our powerful trend lab, in which you can combine some of these trends along with select market strategies to iterate on content in real time. So this feature was inspired by our talks with users, where we were discussing the trade-offs between generating content that is both appealing to familiarity of content as well as unique to the brand and stuff that's not been seen before. And so utilizing Vercel AI SDK along with models from OpenAI and Anthropic, our trend lab solves this problem. We can also analyze each post individually and see exactly why these posts are generated, how they're relevant, and a visual to go along with it.
A core feature of Koi is the media library. So brands can upload their brand assets or user-generated content. And you can see that we've been factoring these images into the content we've generated throughout the application. But let's say you have an image and you would like to see some captions that might go along with it. So you can see ones you've already generated, or you can generate custom captions for this post, really shortening the cycle that it takes from having media to having something that's ready to post. We've come a long way in the past 5 weeks. We started with nothing, and now we've talked to various users and iterated our product lot to move it towards something that's more useful to marketing professionals. We are excited to continue building, and we just wanted to say thank you to Vercel for giving us the opportunity to build these amazing tools in this accelerator. Also, please, if you're interested, check out our website and join the waitlist. We're really excited to continue building. Thank you.
All in 5 weeks. Awesome. Thank you all. All right, we're down to our final 3 teams. Next up, we have Ying from Home Atlas, which is a chatbot to simplify buying homes.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ying. I'm an individual participant as well. Today, I will introduce you to Home Atlas, an AI-powered home guru. So 4 years ago, I was house hunting in the Bay Area. I poured over a listing on Redfin, pinged brokers nonstop, and drove all over the Bay Area to look for a house. After exhaustive search for 3 months, my fatigue led me to purchase a home that wasn't the right fit for me, and I entered the market's peak. It was significantly overpriced. After encountering Vercel's accelerator, I envisioned Home Atlas to tackle my problem of the home buying problem. It's developed with Next.js and deployed on Vercel, optimized with my proprietary open source model and a real estate database. Home Atlas delivers instant and data-driven answers to property insights. Let's see the demo. So assuming this time, I turn to Home Atlas bot to research for the real estate market. So This is one of the like pre-typed question you can ask, which is a common question. So I would say, how is the California house market this year? So, okay, it tells me the year-over-year change and the like days of listing. So I can trust this information because the data won't lie. So I got interested in learning more this time. Now I can ask specific questions of home recommendations. For example, I can say, I want to buy a house with 4 bedrooms, 4 bedroom with good schools, with listing price less than $2 million. Let's say in Irvine. Show me a picture. Show me picture. See how is it answer? Okay, so now it will recommend me a place with real pictures. With Home Atlas, you receive immediate recommendation tailored to your unique requirement without waiting for your broker's response. So moving forward, since I just started build this 6 weeks ago on my own, I will collaborate with engineers who helped me build my previous company. So we will introduce new features cater to various industry roles, such as individual real estate agent and the agencies, as well as home buyers. The good news is, after I demo this prototype to many brokers in Bay Area and LA, they have already expressed interest in partner up with me. Kudos to Vercel for providing the incredible tools that enable me to build this so swiftly. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was great. Next up, we have Aman from DeepTruth, who's going to talk to us about detecting deepfake speech using AI.
Once again, thank you, Vercel. The last couple of weeks, I got the opportunity to work on DeepTruth, a solution to detecting deepfake speech. Obviously, this is a project I've been working on the last few weeks, and the long-term vision I have with this is to actually build a suite of AI-powered tools that detect any sort of deepfake content, audio, image, and text. And obviously, this would serve a range of industries from government, news, social media, personal security, and et cetera. Now, I started working on this because I noticed a problem. Obviously, it was amazing to see how fast generative AI was improving and growing, but deepfakes are just becoming more and more convincing, and this is raising concerns in AI ethics, malicious use. And then speaking of which, this is an example here of someone taking a voice clone they made in minutes and was able to access their own bank account that quickly. And then it's becoming, this technology is becoming more and more accessible. For example, Apple announced the next version of iOS will have voice cloning models on device. So what's the solution I propose? Typically, the models that produce deepfakes, called GANs, they actually have some imperfections and noises that leave behind. So in my demo, I will show you guys how I take advantage of that flaw. You can access this demo yourself on deeptrust.gg/demo. But before I go to that website, let me show you the example clips I'll be using. I took a female narrator. I got her real voice, and I was able to clone it. And I have 2 pieces of audio I'll share with you.
In being comparatively modern.
That's her real voice, and here's the cloned one.
While in 1470 at Paris, Udalric.
And as you can tell, they sound very much similar. So if we go to DeepTrust, we choose the model that we want to use, click the file. I'm clicking the real one first, and then I'm going to click predict. What you can see is it's going to take the audio clip, generate embeddings, and then give a prediction based on our model. This is the real clip, and it says 9%. And then the generated, click predict. Boom, bada bing. It should appear in a second, 72% chance of being generated. Let's get back to the slides here. So how does this work? The first proposed version of DeepTrust is we actually took speech, represented it as Mel spectrograms, because audio is actually a 3-dimensional piece of data. And then we've trained a neural network to identify sources of speech. During this accelerator, though, I actually created speech embedding models based on this paper called RawNet3. I built a data set, and I was able to provide 2 solutions using these embeddings, one with similarity search and the other with a gradient boosted model. Nonetheless, our mission here is to protect human authenticity, and I have to thank Vercel and the accelerator for giving me the opportunity to do this. I actually took this from side project to full-time just last week. So again, thank you for Vercel for giving me the opportunity to work on this. And if you're interested in keeping up with it, check out our website, join the waiting list. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Thank you, guys. 3 minutes on the dot.
Love it. And congrats on going full time. That's great news. All right. Last but not least, before we close it out, we have Saurabh from ContactCenterLLM, who's going to talk to us about automating customer calls with AI.
Hey, everyone. I'm Saurabh from ContactCenterLLM. Previously, I've built and sold an AI company focused on deep learning technology. I've also worked for large companies in the space, in the deep learning space, specifically focused on autonomous systems. So why ContactCenterLLM? 6 weeks back, I left Apple and started talking to executives in different industries. It was very clear to me that contact centers are ripe for disruption using generative AI. Currently, contact centers struggle with high call volumes as well as high call times. Both of these can drastically be reduced using generative AI while increasing customer satisfaction. Since then, I secured a partnership with a Fortune 500 consulting company which focuses on contact centers. And through this partnership, I secured a pilot with an EV charging company, which has around 200 contact center agents. And if this contract is converted, it could get us around 500K of USD as revenue. On the technology side, I curated 10,000 call center transcripts and used LoRa to fine-tune the model and then deployed that model into model.com. This provides an API that other products will be using as a backend. On the front end, we built the agent Copilot module, which uses different technologies like RAG, retrieval augmented generation, to augment the call center agent in answering customers quickly and efficiently. And this is built and deployed using Vercel. So let me show you a quick demo. So on the left side, you see a call center agent sees the conversation in real time using voice to text transcription. On the right side, the AI fetches the customer information and also is able to figure out where the customer is calling from as the customer talks about the location, in this case, Fremont. Then the AI is able to give different recommendations. For example, in this case, looks like a few chargers are down, and the AI is recommending the call center agent to advise the customer to use the available chargers. Then the AI recommends the call center agent to restart the charger based on the historical data about the best possible solutions to this problem, which the agent can do in a single click. Again, like the idea is that the AI is able to recommend and augment the agent, be a co-pilot to the agent. Finally, the AI is generating post-call notes, which can be added to the ticket. All of these steps that we took to build Agent Copilot were based on customer feedback that we got from talking to multiple agents and multiple people in the contact center industry. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Saurabh. That was great. And thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to all the presenters today. That was honestly fantastic. For next steps, our judges will review all the demos and we'll announce winners shortly. For all the investors on the call, if you're interested in talking further to any of the accelerator companies, feel free to send me an email at Hassan@Vercel.com and I can connect you. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much, everybody. It was such a pleasure working with all of you through the accelerator, and I genuinely can't see what you all do next. Have a great day.